Welcome into the WCS Sports Connection. I'm your host, District Athletic Director Patrick Whitlock, and with me, as always, is Tate Mathews. Not as much football action on Friday night. Had a lot of rain. A few Wilco teams missed out on getting the opportunity to play. We've got a big match upcoming between Brentwood and Page. They're set for a golf showdown next week. Williamson County teams found a lot of success at the Vols Classic and cross country, but our lead story today is going to be Summit upsetting Brentwood in volleyball. Did that surprise you at all?
Yes. Not that, Summit they've been kind of rising with the rest of the teams in Williamson County in volleyball, but for them to be, after Brentwood dominated Nolensville, right?
3-0.
And then for Summit to come in and to knock them off, yes. That was a little bit surprising.
So Summit hitting both the powers last week, falls to Nolensville, I believe, on Tuesday, and then turns around and beats Brentwood, tightening up the standings. They've now split with Brentwood on the season. So really, all three teams kind of controlling their own destiny at this point. Brentwood beat Indy earlier in the week, but then fell to Summit, as we already mentioned. Daisy Oatsfall had 15 kills in a losing effort, and Lauren Duncan had 17 assists. Page Volleyball lost to Franklin 3-0, but then beat Ravenwood 3-2. Ellie Caldwell ends up being the Gateway Tire Player of the Week. So district action in volleyball is in full swing. Looks like we got three teams kind of separating themselves at the top. In girls golf, Ravenwood beat Nolensville and Franklin, led by standout Annabelle Walton, who finished 6th at the state tournament last year. Coach Craig spoke to him late last week. He thinks they're starting to kind of make their move a little bit. Indy freshman Laurel Bartos shot a 45-over match against Summit to be the medalist last Thursday. Nolensville beat Brentwood. Rika Arnett continues to shine by shooting low scores in both matches for the Knights last week. And Centennial beats Franklin in a tiebreaker that goes to a few extra holes there. And Sammy Troll shot a 44. Now, boys golf, I think this is going to be pretty interesting. Page and Brentwood, as these two teams continue to move through the season, it's really kind of hard to see a whole lot of differential between them. Probably 5 of the top 10 golfers in the state combined on those two teams. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, Page defeated Independence at the Grove with sophomores Braden Bennett and Carson Jenkins shooting 37, but they were outdone by teammate Jake Eichhoff, who shot a 36 even par. Ben Blackburn and his brother Jeb. Ben shoots a 35, Jeb shoots a 37. And then on Wednesday for Indy, Malachi Hacker shoots a 36 as they took on Summit. The next big event is next week. There's a 3-team, 18-hole match at Vanderbilt Legends South that's going to feature Page, Centennial, and Brentwood.
Wow.
Speaking of Brentwood, they keep rolling. They beat Summit and Nolensville. George Lascaris shot even against Summit, and Bennett Lynn shot -4 against Nolensville. It was the lowest 9-hole district match score from the Brentwood team that they've recorded since Coach Saunders has been there. They just continue to keep rolling. Also, Bennett Lynn's 32 was the second lowest 9-hole match round for anybody on their team in the last 5 years. Centennial defeats Franklin, led by Hudson Odom, shooting a 35. Ravenwood lost 2 close matches to Nolensville and Franklin. And speaking of Nolensville, John Clint and Tiger Mandayam led the team by both averaging +3 for the week. So a little bit better than probably what we would have shot.
A lot better. 36 even par at the Grove is...
That's no joke.
That's no joke.
No.
That's strong. Some tells me he's played it more than once, but still, that's strong.
Definitely.
And he's a junior.
Yeah, so a lot of good golf ahead for him.
Yes, 100%.
All right, the Vols Classic was this past weekend. For girls cross country, Summit had 2 top 10 finishers, Sienna Anderson and Lorelei Witten, who finished first.
Yep.
Ravenwood freshman Leslie Dean ran a blistering 19:20 to become the 7th fastest Lady Raptor in program history and the 2nd fastest freshman. And Brentwood, no surprise, defending state champions, took home the team title. Brentwood just keeps rolling now. Got anything to add on the cross-country side?
Keeps rolling. Not only did Brentwood take the team title, very well recognized here in the state of Tennessee, milesplit.com.
I look at that site all the time.
The #1 cross-country team on the ladies' side in the country. They're ranked to #1.
Wow.
And when you look at those times, you see why. Flower Mound, Texas, or someone out of Texas is #2. The Lady Bruins, #1 in the country.
Well, unfortunately, they probably won't get to compete against each other, but the two Banovic sisters running fast as always, right?
Oh yeah, their times and there's one in between them. So it's they've got really, really fast. And we talked about it with, bittersweet, Claire Stegall moving on. Hey, I'm telling you, Lorelei Witten is going to win. She's going to win the state championship in cross country. She's going to win more than one. And then I don't know what in track, but she'll leave with one or two. She'll leave with 2 cross country titles, maybe 3, and she'll leave with about 4 or 5 state track titles.
Well, just keeps rolling.
She's ready to take over. Claire just passed her the torch.
It's always fun to look at like the past results in cross country, and you just look through the printouts, and the printouts look like they're dot matrix from the 1980s on the tennis or the TWSWA website, but it's just littered with Williamson County teams and Williamson County athletes every year.
Yep.
Just a dominant force in
Congrats
the
to the Lady Bruins.
Absolutely. On the boys' side, Summit Caden Pease, the super sophomore, finished 9th for the boys. For Ravenwood, A.J. Allgood led the way with a 3rd-place finish, clocking a 15:28 to become Ravenwood's 2nd fastest cross-country runner of all time, behind a guy that has had a lot of success, Miles Raymer.
You probably had him in class at some point, didn't you?
I did.
Good student?
Yeah, good kid, good family, all across the board. Kevin Rocha, Wesley Franklin, John Schaefer, Robert Hinger, Caleb McDonald, and Jude Gill all scored for the Raptors as they finished 3 points behind Nolensville. So, I know that thing got postponed. I believe it was supposed to be Friday afternoon, got postponed to Saturday morning because of the weather.
Right.
But again, just utter domination by Williamson County. And then moving on to girls soccer. At the AA level, Fairview just continues to roll. They beat Kirkwood 2-1 last week. Sarah Morgan had 12 saves in the win. They beat Riverdale last night, stepping up a level of competition, beating a AAA school, beat them 2-1. They're currently now 6-1. 2-0 in district. They're going to go, they got 2 more matches this week, Montgomery Central and Overton, and then they head to Knoxville to play in the Smoky Mountain Cup on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The deeper we get into the season, the more it looks like they're going to be a formidable contender.
I think so too.
For the AA state championship.
And I love the scheduling that they're doing as well. Play bigger, play tougher, get ready for the tournament.
I think they could line up with I think they would be competitive in the AAA district.
I do too.
Maybe, which is saying a lot, no disrespect, but they could be a middle of the pack team.
I agree.
In that AAA district.
And that Smoky Mountain Cup, that's a great tournament. That'll be some good competition as well.
Yeah, they're gonna continue to be battle tested. Indy and Page tied 1-1. The Ravenwood girls solidified their first in-season victory against Innsworth 5-0. Goals were by Emily Long, Callie Karkow, Chandler Lewis, Tatum Hartshorn, and Blair Vertigitz. Paige Casey, goalkeeper, with 3 big saves. Player of the match was Chandler Lewis. And then Thursday, they were back in action and secured a 2-0 win over a very young Nolensville squad. Goals were scored by Avery Brown and Chandler Lewis, assists by Emily Long and Ava Gallman. Player of the match was Julia Grismore. But the big news that's going to be coming up, actually, by the time people watch this match will already happen. Summit and Franklin are set to square off. Summit beat Centennial 9-0 last week. Mississippi State commit Summer Riley had 4 goals, and they've got a big week. Not only do they have Franklin on Tuesday, they've got Independence on Thursday. So it is going to be a big week, maybe some separation right there.
Yeah.
Franklin obviously has been dominating everybody they've played, so that is going to be an incredible match and something for everybody to look forward to.
Yeah. If Summit doesn't have something for them, usually it's, there's somebody that's at the top, but it's close. If Summit doesn't have something for Franklin, there's a big gap between 1 and 2 this year.
For sure. They are definitely appear to be the top 2 teams. Everybody else possibly playing for 3rd or 4th. But, you get in the postseason, we've seen crazier things happen there. And that number 1 seed is obviously coveted because that's going to get you in the region tournament automatically. You don't have to fight through you don't have to worry about fighting through the district tournament. So that match could go a long way as all those schools just play each other once. So it could be a winner-take-all situation on Tuesday night. So I don't know what you did Friday night, but it was a crazy night in terms of the weather. Like we talked about earlier, every time I brought up my Perryweather app, shameless plug for our weather provider there, it just reset with the lightning. And it got to be about 9 o'clock, and I started to figure out that no one was going to play in Wilco. A couple teams that went up north, I know Centennial and Gallatin got about 6 minutes in. Centennial had a 3-point lead, took the opening drive of the game, goes down, kicks a field goal, and then Coach Graham knowing his defense is struggling, a little onside kick, they get the ball back. Looked like they had a lot of momentum. Game gets called. We're not going to get to find out. Nonetheless, good start. Page and Hendersonville and Indy and Columbia both got called no contest. So we got a few games to go over.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think, with the ACT being held Saturday, I think that probably played into a lot of the decision-making there. I don't think anybody wanted to just pass on games, but logistically, when it's not a region game, sometimes it's just the easier thing to just not have it.
Yeah, I get, yes, ACT had a lot to do with it, but I just in Independence and Columbia, there were some other circumstances. They had a funeral for a former player that was on Saturday, so like Columbia just had no chance of doing it, But I don't know, man. Page, Hendersonville, Centennial, Gallatin. I would love to have seen those games.
Yeah,
I wonder. Now, maybe because of our friends making ears bleed up in Gallatin since 2015, but I think that was more Gallatin not wanting to play than Centennial wanting to play.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
I think Centennial was getting after them, and they were like,
Yeah, we'll just call it a day. I do have from an inside source that most people do not know where Gallatin's football stadium is. I was told that the band bus for Centennial might have gone to the high school. Pretty reliable source, meaning my daughter, said they got there like, oh, what's going on here?
What's going on right here?
Yeah, so they had to find their way over there to the Sandlot. Anyway, cool little setting out there in Gallatin, but nonetheless, no contest. But we did have one Wilco on Wilco game.
Yep.
And that was Brentwood and Summit. Have a day, Parker Emerson. 4 touchdowns. Unbelievable effort by that young man. 3 receiving, 1 on the ground. A really big one to kind of start the second half to really kind of provide that separation. What were your takeaways from this game?
I think the worry going into this after the first couple of weeks is Brentwood offense is not going to be like a Brentwood offense of old. This was the best. Gavin Strang had his best game as a quarterback, and there was glimpses of that, right? Found a way to get Parker the ball. You mentioned 3 receiving and 1 rushing. So it looks to me like the offense is maybe kind of figuring themselves out a little bit. And because, there was some uncertainty going into week 1 with Gavin was the new QB1, and then he's not going to be ready, or is he going to be ready? And is Parker going to play QB, quarterback?
Right.
And so I take that as they're starting to figure some things out. There's some flashes of this can be a really good offense again, which they're always going to play really sound, good defense. So I'd be excited if I was a Bruin right now.
So again, Parker Emerson, 6 catches for 92 yards, 76 yards rushing, including a 56-yard run to open the second half. Not on the first play, but on the first drive.
Yeah.
That kind of gave them, extended that lead. Gavin Strang, 19 and 24 for 182 yards. Like we kind of just mentioned, missed a lot of, I guess you'd call it like fall camp, missed several weeks. Didn't know if he's going to be the week 1 starter. Obviously kind of finding his groove a little bit. But, Parker Emerson is just the story, really of the county so far this year. When you stack his resume, there's not a lot of people that you can really match up with everything that he's done through just 3 games.
Yeah, he's been lights out. And, and I believe that the third quarter touchdown was Coach Finch had gone for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
So like that too, kind of taking a little believing in your team, right? Believing in your offense. So I don't know, man. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about Brentwood. They need to be shooting for 3rd place. I think they kind of gave us a not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, they gave us some answers pretty quickly. After the beat down against Brentwood Academy,
right?
We thought, maybe Indy will overtake them,
right,
and take that second spot. But that's why you play the games, right?
That's right.
Speaking of playing the games, we talked about it last week. Why do people still throw in Michael Crutcher's direction?
I don't know.
Summit? He's got 4 picks on the year already?
Oh, I think he's got 5.
5?
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's got 1 in every game. Don't throw it to him.
Yeah. So he's having a heck of a year. For Summit, Brentwood moves to 2-1, 1-0 in Region 6-6A, and Summit falls to 1-2, 0-1 in Region 6-6A.
And Jackson Krinke gets the lone Summit touchdown. Michael Crutcher finds a way to intercept the ball and Krinke seems to find a way to make it to the end zone.
Yeah, Crutcher giving them field position yet again. But they're going to need a lot more of that as things kind of move forward.
Correct.
All right, I believe
Real
you called
fast.
this. You called this next one, Boat Race City, Fairview 40, Hickman County 0. Jax McCoy threw for 139 yards and 3 TDs. Caden Lee was his top target, picking up 47 receiving yards. And on the ground, Julius Carter rushed for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Really, this game was played Saturday at about 6. Not a contest.
You've made the trip down to over to Memphis many times in your life. You ever seen that nice little spot on the river, Cuba Landing?
Yes, made to exit 137.
Exit 137. Coach Hughes, he said, Hickman County, head on back to Centerville. Go get you some donuts or whatever that place is that we go to. And he went and got on the Tritoon boat, Cuba Landing, headed on down the river. He was ready to get to Snappies by about 9:30 last night. This was a good old-fashioned Highway 1. I guess that's another battle of Highway 100, isn't it?
It
Beat
is.
down. It was Boat Race City, Popcorn City, whatever you want to call it. Jax McCoy. Jax, I told Coach Hughes we got some T-shirts. Jax is back. You like that?
I love it.
He's lighting it up right now, and along with the rest of the offense. And then Will Frank, he's another double-digit tackle guy. He had 13 tackles on the defensive side. It's just good when Fairview's laying the smackdown on Centerville.
Yeah, it was a very. I went back and watched some of that game, some of the replay, and it was just a very methodical possession by possession beatdown.
Agreed.
So congrats to the Yellow Jackets. Another game that was made up Saturday: Nolensville 20, Overton 0. This game was played Saturday afternoon. Little afternoon makeup there. Nolensville breaks the game open in the fourth, just leading 6-0 going in the fourth quarter. Scores twice, makes it 20-0, and again. Newell to Bender. We should probably make like political T-shirts.
That's right.
Newell Bender 25 because they are crushing this year. They're connecting
good one.
every week. Thanks, man.
Really
Appreciate
good.
that. Yeah. I'm not going to be selling those on my website. I also don't have a website.
Don't at me.
Hey,
Don't at him.
yes, definitely not. All right.
We'll
We'll find it eventually here.
Dr. Qualls.
Dr. Qualls. He knows. Everyone knows. If you're a regular of the show, you know. All right, so probably the biggest shocker of the weekend, at least in my mind, Shelbyville 15, Franklin 14. Joseph Panaya had 83 yards rushing and 38 receiving for the Admirals. Franklin trailed 6-0 at the half, comes back, takes a 14-6 lead with like 9 and some change in the fourth quarter, and then gives up a late touchdown. Shelbyville fails on a 2-point conversion, gets the ball back, kicks a field goal to win it. So Admirals are in a little bit of a bind now when you look at the region stand. That'll fall to 0-1 in Region 6-6A while Shelbyville gets a big win. So Franklin's back against the wall a little bit as we move forward here.
If definitely against the wall. There is no more hiccups.
Yeah.
They can have no more.
Got to beat Coffee County.
Right.
Got to go beat Summit. Maybe need to pick off one of
Brentwood or
either
Indy.
Indy or Brentwood.
Yep.
So we'll see how that plays out.
That one, no, I did not. I would have thought we picked Franklin, right? But
Yeah.
Shelbyville's better than Coffee County. They've got a program. You know what I'm saying? So still, I think Franklin's the better team, and they feel like they let one go. But I don't know. You probably know. I mean, from your back, go put your coaching hat back on, which hasn't been too far removed. But I think sometimes when they're not playing a Wilco team, you kind of maybe don't give them the respect because you're so used to banging heads with these.
Oh, yeah.
You think there could be something to
step
that?
out of district,
They're not ready for this.
right. Come into our place. And, you got to factor in. I mean, I know both teams had to deal with it.
Right.
But you're all set to play Friday night.
You're all scheduled.
It gets rescheduled. I mean, weird things happen. That's like, from a basketball perspective, like I hated playing on snow days, like days we're out of school. Both teams had to deal with it, but there was just something about not being in your normal routine that, is sometimes problematic. And then the last Wilco game was Ravenwood 43, Green Hill 14. The Raptors led 40-0 at halftime. Maverick Chance with 2 touchdowns passing. Femi Babalola had a 59-yard TD run. And Cruz Kelly had 2 receiving touchdowns. Davis Dolan had 111 yards on the ground. Matthew Anderson anchored the defense with, I think, like 7 tackles and also had a safety. The Ravenwood team we expected to see, I think they had a little bit of motivation. I think, after Green Hill beat Beach week 1, I saw some things on some social media about how we're coming for you.
That's smart.
And probably not the best thing to say.
That's not a great idea. Stay off social media. Why is that so hard?
I don't know. It's really difficult for kids these days.
It's really difficult.
And some adults.
Well, no, there was a lot of great things that came about it, but one, there was a little bit of talk on Friday night of maybe not playing it on Saturday. So, shout out to Coach Crouch and for him and a game that he probably knew. They've had some injuries since the Beach game, and so now, which I agree with what he's doing on the scheduling, but still, there's some injuries that maybe have come out of this physical first 3 games. So I respect him for coming back down and playing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would have been an easy one to back out of.
Look at
what
Captain,
other schools do. Yeah.
The Jolly Green Giant up there. He didn't want any of number 25. But anyways, much respect for him on that. That's a great program. But then Maverick Chance was back first time as a
true
healthy true quarterback, and you got to love this man. They felt like they just needed a little change up, a little spark in the offense. Mav got the start, no problem. Didn't affect Femi one bit. Now that 1-2 punch is it's back, and it's really scary when they're firing on. And I don't even think they're even firing on all cylinders yet. But the other night was close. But Cruz Kelly with a couple of touchdowns. Dolan had his first 100-yard rushing game of the season so far. So there's a lot of exciting things. The reason I brought this out, it's young in the season. We haven't worried about this, but in case you're wondering why no boat race on this, to be fair, number 2, must win by 30 points or more. Note 30 points is now a running clock.
Right.
29 points.
So close. They did have running clock for
a
decent part.
Yeah.
Kind of probably took their foot off the gas a little bit.
They did.
But
and smart by Coach Rodriguez as well. But all those stats, we were talking off air, you got to love it when you see this. Carlos Guerrera, he had a 39 and I think a 46-yard field goal. That's a weapon, 5 for 5 PATs.
Yeah.
Field goal kicking was spot on Saturday night as well.
Yeah, so the Raptors get a big win over a Green Hill team that was ranked in the top 10 in the 6A poll, and I say was because they're not anymore.
Not anymore, but they still might.
Well,
they're going to win that region up there.
Yeah. So they won the region then lost in the first round of the playoffs.
That's right.
So could be a similar.
I can tell you
scenario.
who's not winning that region.
Who's that?
Mount Juliet. They
got
beat by Friendship Christians.
Friendship Christians put it to them.
Them.
Well, not our problem. All right. On to the pick'ems. So with a limited slate, we went even this week. I think the games were played, we all picked the same. So Tate currently sits at 17-4, and I sit at 16-5. So since you have the lead,
real quick, and then we all picked the same, but that's also frustrating too because we'd have gone 3-0 in those.
Yeah,
the first 2 definitely, and I think Centennial was going to get Gallatin. So
I had Gallatin though. You could have extended. your lead there.
That would have been good.
Yeah. So. Continuing to just hear trash talk from my daughters. Well, my
You're doing a great job with that.
Yeah, she's like, will you pick us one time? And I go, the time I do pick you and you don't win, you're going to be mad about it. So we'll see how this week goes.
Okay.
But anyway. All right.
A little foreshadowing?
No, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just going through the list here. We'll see. This is a spur of the moment decision. But we'll start with you.
You skipped something. What are the rankings? What are the standings?
You're ahead 17-4.
Gotcha,
I didn't skip that.
Okay.
I led with that. He just wanted me to say it twice. All right. Anyway, first game. Ravenwood at Summit.
Am I first?
You are first. You got the lead. If you got the lead, you got to go first.
It's not Summit's got some things they're working on, and this is not a good time to catch the Raptors. They're back, really firing on all cylinders. So we don't do Wilco on Wilco crime here, but I am taking the Ravenwood Raptors.
Yep. Well, that'll make 2 of us. Not necessarily a get-right game for Summit here
Bad
on the schedule. All right, the next one, Glencliff at Fairview. Fairview. What are we even talking about? Play this game anywhere. I don't know much about Glencliff, but I know Fairview's probably going to put it on.
It's Boat Race City, man.
Okay.
And it's Boat Race City early. It's Jax McCoy sucking on a blow pop in the third and fourth quarter on the sideline.
Yeah, just chilling. All right. Franklin at Coffee County.
Who? Oh, I'm first.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
I am. It's at Coffee County, no matter. Are you going by chance? If you are, get there early, go to the Jiffy Burger. It's phenomenal.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not going, but if I was, I would go there.
It's cash only or check.
Yeah.
They won't take a credit card. They'll take a check.
Right.
Anyways, Franklin gets back in the win column. Coach Atkins he wasn't real happy about the performance this past weekend. They get back on the track, and I think it's double-digit tail kick city.
Yeah, I imagine they come out with a little bit of juice this week after this point.
They'll have some juice.
This point game. He'll have them ready to go. So, yeah, I got Franklin as well. All right, Blackman at Nolensville. As much as I hate to do it, first of all, Coach Stidham is playing some teams in his first year. Not shying away from some competition here. Blackman's got a pretty good squad, though. I think that's going to be a tough one. Though it's at Nolensville, I'm going to go with Blackman.
Blackman Blaze. Not a very far trip for the Blaze. Big win over Riverdale. Almost the Kreisky brothers.
Bowl. Yeah.
The Kreisky Bowls, the twins. There was a almost melee at midfield after the game. The Blaze may or may not have started doing the tomahawk chop on the tomahawk. That being said, I'm with you. I don't think there's a letdown. I think the Blaze have just too much firepower for Nolensville.
Are you telling me there was almost a massive fight at a Rutherford County football game?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and
it happens once a year.
Blackman's already on probation.
Wow. Got to be careful out there.
Hey, it was great.
Yeah, I bet it was. All right, you're up here. Indy at Shelbyville.
This is tough.
This game a little bit more intriguing than I thought it was going to be a week ago. Does the layoff hurt Indy? The fact that they did not get to play last week. I mean, how does that factor in?
I think they wanted to play. I think they needed to play. They started off just on fire and then kind of had the letdown, right? And so, yeah, I think they needed to play. Shelbyville, they've got turf now, so that means weather's not really gonna be a problem with it. We're gonna play fast. So I think the Independence Eagles win, but I do think this is a close game. Tough. This is a dogfight.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going against Coach Blade and the Eagles in this one. I think they'll be ready to go. Unfortunate they did not get some game experience last week, but I still got Indy in this one.
Yeah.
All right. This is probably one of the more intriguing games here.
It is.
Green Hill at Centennial. Jameson Whitlock, this is for you. I'm going with the Cougs.
Going with the Cougs.
First time I picked the Cougs to win. She's not the only one giving me a hard time about it. People in the Centennial community
People pay attention.
continue, yeah.
People
A
pay
lot more
attention,
people
Coach.
watch the show than I thought.
One of the biggest chew-ins I've ever got was Miss Gaynor. She got after me one year when I picked y'all not to go to the region, or was it district? I think you did. I think you kind of maybe fanned that a little bit.
I did. I fanned the flames.
She got a hold of me over at A game. Woof. We're great friends now, though. Right. But so you're going Centennial, okay?
I am.
I don't know that I really. Two things, and then I'll make it quick. You're finding out Stewart's Creek's better than what people maybe thought they were in week one. What was it, 39-36 defeat Centennial. I don't know. Shelbyville didn't have an answer. Stewart's Creek wins, but they don't have an answer for Centennial's offense. Fairview definitely didn't have an answer for Centennial's offense, and it was looking like Gallatin did not have. So I don't know how you stop them. So I don't really believe this, but for the sake of separation, I'm going to go with Green Hill. I do think this is a high-scoring game.
I mean, Green Hill has not stopped anybody. I don't know what the beach score was, but, I mean, Page puts 40-plus on Green Hill. The Raptors put 40-plus on them. And Centennial, if they've done anything really well this year, it's
score points.
Grand Jean throwing the ball. They got some speed. Malachi Steele, receiver. I mean, he looked like he was running against air against Fairview. I mean, just taking it to the house time and time again. So I'm going to put some faith in the Cougs this week.
All right, I like it. Go Cougs,
Don't let me down. All right. And then by far our game of the week here, Brentwood at Page. I mean, this is an intriguing matchup to me. WCTV game of the week, by the way.
6A, 5A.
Yeah. First time they've played since 2002.
Didn't even know they played back then.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm wondering if that's when Jack Daniels was the head coach at Page.
Probably was.
Yeah.
I don't even think Coach Finch was part of the Brentwood program at the time. He might have been at Harpeth then.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even. I'm going to have to ask him when we do the coaches show.
You know who he was with at Harpeth? Coach Winkler.
Yes, I actually know that very well. Coach Winkler likes to remind me of that every time I see him. But if you're watching the show, Marshall.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you
Hogan
watching.
knows. What's up?
Hogan knows.
Hogan knows. All right. You're up on this.
Here's what's crazy. I never thought, I don't care how good they are, I never thought I'd see the day where I'd pick Page over Brentwood. I just, because it just, odds are it's not going to happen. But I think Page has just showed you there are a lot of weapons. Coach Bones got this offense playing really, really well. Defense coming around. I'm going with the Page Patriots. Still can't believe I'm picking Page over Brentwood, but that's what I think.
Well, I'm in that boat with you. Even though I'd feel a lot better about picking Brentwood this week than maybe I would have this time last week. But I think it's just too much talent on the field for Page. I think they're going to be able to slow that the offense down. I mean, Brentwood at times has had trouble scoring this year. I just don't know if Brentwood's going to have an answer for them on the defensive side. We'll have to see how that plays out. So, intriguing storyline there. Definitely the biggest game in Wilco this week. But if Brentwood went in there and won, it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
But I'm just not confidence zero to pick them. And it'll be a great game.
Wouldn't you love to see Page Ravenwood this year?
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be fantastic.
Because I think Page is probably, can compete with just about anybody.
It's time.
All said and done. Yeah.
It's time.
They're going to be moving up here soon, I think, with the enrollment. I think what do you think that atmosphere is going to be like on Friday night in Rudderville?
Slam.
It's going to be off the charts.
Get there early.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Got to think, surely to goodness we'll have good weather. We can't have 2 weeks like that in a row. By the way, I know you weren't there, but did you see the picture on the Tennessean of the lightning in Brentwood?
Yeah.
It was at Brentwood Academy, but they saw it at Brentwood too. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. So one of my favorite pictures of all time is a Tennessean picture from my first year at Ravenwood. Ravenwood's playing Sonny Gray-led Smyrna.
Yep.
And Coach Rector pulls off 2 onside kicks, and they end up beating them like 15-12. But there's a lightning strike in the background, and it says Ravenwood strikes late to win the game. Still got it. Still got the picture.
That is awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So anyway, we digress here on the show. Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week with all kinds of action from district soccer, district volleyball, and we'll do a recap of football. Thanks for tuning in.